Oh, yeah.
Because
You put the bug in his ear.
Yeah, well, I said, hey, Bobby, I know you ain't got nothing going on.
We're back, guys.
Hey!
We're back, guys.
we're back.
Sorry about that. We had some little technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. The computer crashed a bit, but we are back on. Computers, sometimes they go down, and but we are back on, and we continue the podcast.
Computers can be hot garbage.
Yes, they can.
That is very true.
That is true.
So we were talking about...
we were talking about Lexington and how
the resurgence.
Resurgence of wrestling in Kentucky.
And golly...
Especially Kentucky.
So, I mean, let's look at the landscape of it. So we had our show start back last year.
Yes.
And those were in Lexington, and then we moved to Wilmore, and then we did Wilmore, and then eventually we had our own building.
Yes.
And... having our own building is definitely a cool little feeling because, you have a place to go to and have your shows. And, just at the end of the night, you just have to clean up and go,
Feels like home.
Yeah,
Concentrate on the show instead of setting up the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have, so that, that's really cool. And then, obviously OVW still doing their thing. But then you see the introduction of Derby City Wrestling. Yep. They're making a splash. You have the groups down in Southern Kentucky, UCW, USWF, TCW, all combining, and they're running a great fair circuit right now.
Yeah.
TCW down in Somerset, fun to watch. And then Kyle Maggard resurging AMW. He's doing this big supercard series where it's just like basically 4 giant events a year. Plus whatever like special events he's doing, but big 4 giant events a year, and it's gonna be awesome.
What about that little podcast?
That little podcast has done a lot.
I feel like
you guys are popping up all over the freaking place.
Seriously.
And that's not a bad thing because you're bringing awareness of what wrestling can be to a larger market.
I think we kind of let everybody use this podcast to kind of network with each other too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because a lot of times some of these wrestlers wouldn't even know each other unless they seen them, the wrestler on the podcast, and there's that guy. And I think we've introduced a lot of wrestlers to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, wrestling is not only resurging in the ring and with crowds, it's resurging in a digital form as well. And you guys have done an awesome job of doing that.
Well, we try. We reached 1.5 million last week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're reaching our reach is 2 million viewers right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that doesn't mean 2 million's watching us, but that we're
right. But your social media presence, whether it be through shorts, whether it be through videos, whether it be through live views, it's accumulating and it's showing.
Yeah. And me and Johnny work really hard to do that. Johnny works all the time on the Facebook page, and I try to help him, but Johnny is a really big force in this. He's a podcast god, is what he is.
You guys are just doing some great stuff with it, and it's a blast. So, in the world of wrestling, now more than ever, you got to see groups working together. You got to be able to. Trying to find the right words here.
I mean, because you got the big.
Which, Anthony Presley said, "It's on fire." What's up, boss man?
Hey, boss.
What's up, boss? Anthony Presley's watching us.
But
you can call him boss too.
What's up, boss?
as wrestling is growing, the culture is different than what it used to be. Everything was very, very territorial back then. Nowadays, you're seeing a lot of groups work together.
Yeah. They should.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you're going to be reaching out to a bigger audience if you work together,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll tell you a great thing. Like, we had I went up and announced the XCF show up in Jeffersonville this past Friday, which now I've been dubbed the Iron Lung by Nick Depp.
Nick Depp is fucking insane. I love Nick Depp. He's so crazy, dude. I love it, Nick Depp. Nick Depp.
Yeah, Nick Depp's awesome. Yeah, he was in action on Friday, so I guess he was seeing where I was. I was pulling double duty again.
Yeah.
I was commentating and ring announcing, so that'll be on IWTV. Cheap plug.
Yeah.
So that'll be on IWTV here in a couple weeks.
We got to get down there.
Card.
We got to get down there and watch him wrestle because he's invited us down. But we just, we all have day jobs too, and we have to,
Yeah.
Hey, so guys,
WWA down in way Western Kentucky.
if you guys subscribe to the Nice Guy Andy podcast on Facebook, enough people,
Just $5.
$5, enough people, me and Johnny and Sean can do this full time. And we won't have to go to our J jobs, and we can just do this podcast. We'll pop up everywhere. You'll see it. If you guys subscribe to us, we get 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. You'll see us everywhere, guys.
That's all it takes.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool?
What's that?
You could end up doing tiers of subscriptions,
Yes.
and each tier can get you like something different. Like for example,
We don't have anything to give away right now.
okay, so
I wish we did.
So here's an idea:
Yeah.
just go at some point, go price to see how much it would be to like get shirts made.
Yeah.
If you do like a $15 subscription, or say $25 subscription or $30 subscription, give them a shirt.
Yeah.
Or if you
We plan on doing that at some point, like
do stickers and stuff like that.
We plan on doing
Yeah.
that at some
Yeah,
point. We would love to
Yeah.
we would love to get merchandise, but guys, we're just right now we're struggling.
hard.
We're
Yeah.
struggling to keep the bills paid, and we're reaching a lot of people. And Facebook does pay us, but they're only giving us about $150 a month, and that's only enough to pay the internet bill here. So and then we got rent, and then we do need equipment, and we do need other things to help out with the podcast. So guys, if anybody wants to donate, we have a Cash App. We have a subscription on Facebook, $5 a month. You subscribe to us. Go over to YouTube, and you can subscribe up to us over there. The subscription on YouTube is free, and just enjoy the show. It's what we want everybody to do, and we'll give you more if you guys can give us a little bit. We'll give you as much as we can.
Speaking of like sponsorships and things like that, I came up on. So you're going to notice a change to our broadcast station over at New South.
Okay.
We have a new mixer that was donated to us by a group called Donner Music. And in return for the new equipment, which is like a $600 mixer that we basically got on the house, in turn, we're going to give them a review of the features and things like that we work with and how we use it in our environment. And we're going to dub our broadcast station the Donner Music Broadcast Table.
Heck yeah.
So
there you go.
We're pretty excited. We just got it our first show this past event we did, and there's a lot of bells and whistles.
Yeah.
So we're learning how to do different things with it, and their customer support is great. I've been emailing with them back and forth, and just asking for ideas and tips and things like that, and they've been wonderful. So big shout out to Donner Music. We're pretty excited to
Donner Music.
do some work with them.
Holler at the podcast. You can help sponsor us. We'll change the whole damn studio name to
That's right. That's right.
the Nice Guy Indie Podcast Studio. It could be the Donner Studio. Anybody that wants to sponsor the individual shows. Sometimes we have pay-per-view shows. If you guys want to sponsor those, just get with me and Johnny.
You pay for those pay-per-views.
Yeah,
correct?
we
Right.
So, I
yeah
mean,
we
that's
don't we don't
$60
charge a
year.
lot for the sponsorship. We just want to get the bills paid around here and keep on keeping on because it's like a few months ago I was ready to like shut it up, and then a lot of the fans reached out to us, and Joe Monroe in fact was one of the guys that reached out to me and sold a bunch of his stuff just to keep the podcast going. So
That's
I was
awesome.
at the point where I was like, man, this is costing me more than it's and now like the fans and the sponsors have paid the bills this month. So guys, thank you very much. Now we need more sponsors to help create more and get more equipment and make the podcast bigger. I'd love a bigger studio too, but
love
wish
the
list.
studio,
Right. Well, again, what you have here is really cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool setup the way y'all have this going. And but yeah, guys, a few hundred bucks a month would go a long way with these guys. You know, and that could be just what, $3 or $4, $5 a person.
Oh man, we have over on Facebook. We have over 15. No, we have like 11,000 followers.
That is one less iced coffee a month.
Yeah. If we got
people spend more than that a day for
On
cigarettes.
Starbucks.
I know.
Cigarettes, Starbucks.
if we're gonna get
Sacrifice.
if we can get 2,000 of those people to subscribe, if we can get 200 people to subscribe, that would be great. But
Right.
if we get 2,000 to subscribe, guys, just imagine what the podcast could be like. The podcast could be so much better. I could freaking actually get a producer, somebody to edit the show.
We don't put over all.
Yeah, we get somebody to edit the show and produce the show and do all that other stuff too. So, yeah, I'd love the crew to get bigger. I'd love to hire a few more people. I need a salesperson. I need a producer to produce the show so I can just host the show and write the show and.
Listen,
like
I got things to talk to you about off the air. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, we got a tornado tag match on AEW tonight.
Yep.
Sting and Darby versus Sammy and Jericho. Oh,
The Painmaker.
The
Oh, that's gonna be
the
fun.
Painmaker.
That's gonna be fun.
So, Jacob, what's your favorite wrestling going on right now? Like, I know you like the independent wrestlers, but like the big wrestling, what do you like the best?
AEW.
AEW is your
hands
shit?
down.
he
Before
was
AEW,
he was not slow to answer that. It was like bam,
Yeah.
you know.
He didn't even let you get the words out.
Yeah, before AEW, like I kind of fell off with WWE.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the same.
I did too.
Like Ronda Rousey when she came in. Don't get me started. But after the Hardys came back, after
Yeah.
the Hardys left, I was done.
Yeah.
And then AEW came, and ever since the first show in DC, ever since that press conference, changed the game completely.
Yep.
Yeah. So you you don't like watch WWE now
I
at all?
mean, I posted
It's
about this
changed
on
a lot
Facebook.
since Triple H took over.
I posted about this on Facebook the other day.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
The PLEs, the pay-per-views, are very good.
Yeah.
But watching Monday Night Raw puts me to sleep every week.
Really, does it?
About an hour and a half in, I'm knocked out. It's just boring. There's no wrestling. You know what happened to the wrestling? It's 2.5 hours of promos.
So you're a
and
pure wrestling fan. You like the action.
I like wrestling. I think promos are effective and needed, but limit the promos.
But
Have the wrestling.
yeah.
I have a small rebuttal to that.
Go ahead.
This was posted by Juicy Jimmy the night it happened, or the day after it happened.
Yeah.
He literally said a main event talking segment
Sold out.
Well, it didn't sell out
Well,
Rupp Arena, but it brought big numbers to Rupp Arena.
Yes.
That was Rupp Arena's largest wrestling gate ever.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was the largest wrestling gate ever in the history of Lexington, Kentucky.
Yep.
And I will say, it had me on
But
the- it had me-
that's been the greatest dang story
dude, the
in
bloodline,
wrestling, period.
Yes, and it had me screaming at the top of my lungs.
Oh, me too.
And I was
Oh,
20.
yeah.
I'm 26 years old.
Is that the bloodline
The
stuff?
bloodline
Yes.
stuff when Jay,
Oh, yeah.
when Jay kicked Roman.
Yeah.
out of
Oh,
the
yeah.
arena, the kick heard around the world.
That place blew up.
Blew up.
And Roman
The
didn't
loudest
just
I've
no
ever
sell
heard.
that. He went down
He
like he
sold.
got shot.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he's so
crumbled.
pissed.
He
Y'all
crumbled.
Do y'all see Sammy getting back involved in the bloodline?
No.
No.
He's in the middle of his thing with Kevin.
I think
I think Kevin, one of them's going to turn on the other.
there's been rumors that they're bringing in Tonga or whatever, Tama Tonga from New Japan.
Yep.
Like someone to back Roman up. But I think it's just going to crumble. I think Solo turns.
I was thinking that
so-
they're going to get some more Samoans to come in.
Yeah,
and
that's
help.
you
That's
know
Jacob Fatu. I've heard
Jacob
that one
Fatu.
too.
That would be
But
great. I love
he
it.
just
They
won
need,
the MLW belt, did he not?
Oh, he won it back.
I think he did.
He
Yeah.
just beat Hammerstone. Yeah.
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 So he
I don't get to watch him MLW very much.
I've heard Hammerstone is great. I've never watched.
You want that's what I was getting ready to say. Hammerstone is absolutely amazing. He's a great wrestler, and to be honest, I'm shocked he hasn't moved to anywhere other than MLW.
Yeah.
You know, he
He must
would be
really like it there, you know.
yeah, and he could be a great.
Happiness is the best.
You're right.
That's all that
You're
matters,
right.
yeah.
But if he were to go to AEW or Impact, he could be a big impact player. I mean, sorry for the pun on words there,
Yeah.
but he could literally make an impact wherever he goes.
Yeah, yeah. I thought Jordan Cage was going to leave Impact, but I guess she's staying there, right?
What's that?
Jordan Grace, I mean.
Grace. I
Said Jordan Cage.
Grace.
Jordan Grace, I mean.
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
I figured she would go over to
She's awesome.
AEW.
She is.
She is, man. I
jacked,
figured
too.
she's one of my favorites. I thought she would go over to. My idea was her to go over to AEW and take the TBS championship.
I think
off
after her
Jade.
husband had that little
Falling out with
Tony,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
probably what cut it off.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you this. Impact Wrestling puts on some amazing shows live.
They do, yeah.
I last year I was lucky enough to go to 2 different pay-per-views. I went to the Under Siege pay-per-view they had in May up in Newport.
Yep.
And then I went to the Sacrifice event in March when they were in Louisville.
Yes.
Both of those events were just out of this world. My favorite thing, I think, was seeing the Briscoes win the Impact Tag titles. That place went nuts.
They did.
You know, there was probably 1,000 people there or something like that because it was a very small venue.
Yeah.
Maybe 750, something like that. But it sounded like there were 3,000-4,000 people just losing their minds. And Ishii was on that one too.
Yep.
It was him and Josh Alexander, and they tore it down.
I hope Josh Alexander comes back soon. He is so talented.
Yeah, Josh Alexander's amazing.
He's
Yeah.
hurt right now, right?
Yeah.
Like he tore his pec or something, ACL?
Yeah.
Who's the champ over there now?
Steve
Alex Shelley.
Macklin.
No,
Steve
Alex
Mac-
Shelley.
No, Alex Shelley.
Yeah,
beat him.
Shelley did
Shelley.
beat
Oh,
Macklin.
Shelly's.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Shelly's
Yes.
champ now?
Shelley,
Yeah.
and then who's his tag team partner?
Saban's the X Division.
X Division.
Yeah.
So they're
Oh,
both
wow.
champs right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
Impact,
crazy.
man, like, regardless of the little fans, the no fans that are in those arenas, 25 years, 20 years, they
Yeah.
never shut down.
Yeah. They
21
need
years.
They have a good show. They do.
they need a better
really
TV contract. That's what they need.
Yes. Yeah,
That's what kills.
They're owned
Yeah.
by.
X.
They're owned by that.
By Access?
By the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
That
channel
makes
owns
sense.
them, so it's like not a contract. I guess
But
they just own them.
I think the past, like, 4 or 5 months, I've been watching it every Thursday, and it's really good television.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bully Ray.
Man, there's every night, right?
I got. heat
There is
wrestling
literally
going
wrestling
Literally
every single
every
night.
single night now.
You got,
Yes.
golly, so you got
Monday Night Raw.
You got Monday Night Raw. You got
NXT.
You have Dynamite. You have Impact, and
New Japan.
New Japan. Yep. Friday night SmackDown and Rampage. Saturday Collision. And then pay-per-views or New South Wrestling.
New South Wrestling
Yeah.
on
There
Sundays
you
in
go.
Martinsburg,
There you go.
Kentucky.
Exactly.
Guys, check out New South Wrestling. Seriously, it is one of the best promotions I've ever been to.
And
Heard it from the fan.
from the inside of it too, we have so much fun.
So
Oh,
much
yeah.
fun. It's like a family, like
Yeah.
I've said.
Yeah.
It's just like a big family. You know,
That's what wrestling's
same
all about.
people are there every week.
Right.
Everybody
Yep.
got the same seats.
You get to see
We could-
snakes if you like snakes. Colorblind's the best tag team there.
Yeah.
I love coming down there to do the lives that we do. 'cause
Oh, yeah.
the wrestlers always get involved with our show when we come down there.
Well, they're set up right beside you. They're gonna have fun. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we love. We
They
love.
cut up while we're doing our thing, and they're feeding on their angles, get it going.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Adrian always just comes over and takes over the mic. He does y'all like that too, don't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Adrian's
I
great.
got kicked off commentary a couple
He's
weeks
great
ago.
on the mic though.
Oh, he is.
He is so good on the mic.
Never wrestles though. Never defends your belt.
Yeah, never has.
What do you
Is he watching?
I hope Matt Atreya wins.
Oh,
Oh wow, okay.
them's fighting
But
words.
you know,
Tell Adrian
tell
right
him.
now on the podcast.
Adrian, you're gonna lose.
Tell him why
Ooh.
you. Tell him why you are
Even though you took a
disappointed.
picture of my girl without me knowing.
Oh wow!
oh, that's heat.
There you
Five
go.
words.
It's got heat. It's got
That's
heat.
That's that heat. Zodiac is still the greatest nice guy Andy podcast champion of all time.
You
Right.
heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, number one and number two, I guess.
I'm impartial.
One of the
I'll
two.
leave it alone.
Andrew
best not say
Browning.
anything.
Grr, what's up, buddy?
What's up,
up,
Doo Doo
Andrew?
Browning?
What's up, Andrew?
Doo Doo Browning in the house.
Andrew Browning.
Can I just say something real quick?
No.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, you can say something.
Hey.
Go ahead,
But yeah,
Johnny.
we had Scott Diamond on at EWA last show we went to,
Right.
and I love it because Fireman Cam, he already knew he wanted to say something to Scott, and we got them involved, and the crowd stopped watching the actual wrestling that was going on.
And so
they
like,
watched
what's going
it.
on
Oh,
over
no.
here?
Yeah, I was standing between
Whoops.
Scott. I was standing between Scott Diamond and Party Man K, and I've got my arms like this.
Johnny's
and
trying to
Kane's
like,
just watching.
come on guys, hold it back, hold it back.
Yeah, it was fun.
Save it for
And
later.
Johnny held his own on commentary with, well, our version of commentary with Scott Diamond.
Yeah,
Johnny
sometimes
held his own.
we'll go to the show and we'll sit back and do commentate. I'll let these guys do commentate, and I'm just producing the show. I'm sitting behind the camera and listening.
We didn't really commentate. We just talk smack like we do when nobody's around.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun
Scott
stuff.
praised me too. He
Yeah,
said
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
So,
you
where
held
did
your
you
own.
where did you get your play-by-play chops at? Just practicing, like for yourself, because you do really good with that.
One of the best.
Appreciate
He's
it.
really good, isn't he?
For the way I really got that started was, well, it goes back a while ago. I was the DJ at the Lexington Ice Center, and as you know, after public skating and all that ends, University of Kentucky hockey.
Oh, I used to love going when I was in high school. I used to go love watching them play. 12 o'clock. They play at night.
They play
midnight.
at midnight
The
still.
midnight
Yeah.
games.
Oh, we have to
So-
go check that out, Johnny.
That would be cool.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you all ever want to go, just let me know because I'm all in. You know, I
oh,
love
I
hockey.
do. I love doing that.
So their videographer at the time, his name's Keith Todd. He's not with them anymore because he, his family became his priority and midnights, and he lives all the way down near Liberty or something.
Yeah.
Not Liberty. Past Danville. That's not Liberty. But anyway,
Okay.
is a long way up. So
Kyle Maggard, what's up, brother?
Magger!
What's up, Cal?
Moochies!
So
That's what he said.
so we would I would stick around and watch the games, and he would video them, and he basically said, I have an idea. I said, what's that? He said, how would you like to try your hand at play-by-play? I said, for hockey? He said, for hockey. You worked for, I worked for the Men of War when they were here. It's the second team that we had. I worked for them.
You worked for him?
Yeah, I was actually one of the Ice Patrol members. So I was one of the goofballs that shot T-shirts into the crowd
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
so-
you've been involved with pro sports.
for a long time.
A long
Yeah,
time, yeah.
I got really lucky as a younger guy with my jobs.
Yeah.
I really did. Especially through high school and college, it was great.
It's
and
the
even
talking skills.
yeah,
You
well,
can talk your way into any kind of job.
I've tried.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I might take you over one day. I don't know.
Yeah, well, come on over, man.
Anyway, he asked if I wanted to get involved, and I was like, maybe. Let's give it a shot. I said, I haven't really called hockey before, but I'm willing to give it a go. So, we did a couple games, and I was okay. And then I got a color commentator from the Big Blue Review that was on WRFL. His name was Jeff Patterson, and he helped me out for a couple of games. And I started to learn what is happening.
I think
BCC.
Oh, my.
the Dark Order left.
Yeah, they always got to do something like
The
that.
Dark
Always gotta
Order
have
left
some
him.
blood.
Yeah,
They left Hangman? Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
They did.
They said,
They got-
we ain't said-
Wow.
You got Eddie Kingston in there too.
Wow.
I love the Dark Order.
And the Dark Order just left them hanging, just like
Oh, they're about to
Deuces.
break Eddie Kingston's arm.
Good Lord.
Pillmanizing.
I'm sure Kenny's on his way out.
Oh man, AEW, they're beating the hell. The BCC is beating the hell out of
Another
everybody.
reason I love AEW, blood.
Yeah, you like
too.
blood too.
But so I did a couple games, and it was really cool, and and then it turned into something that I was just volunteering for.
So you was doing play-by-play on hockey.
Yeah.
Okay,
So and the thing
that's
you
its
learn
own
about
language by itself.
it is
Yeah.
it is and it was cool because when I started to get into radio a little bit more. One of the shows that I produced was called the Horse Racing Radio Network with Mike Penna and Pete Coulis.
DJ Otis does something like that now, don't he?
With Ursel Ellis.
Yeah.
And Ursel was on our station at one point. I did his show,
Yeah.
from the studio. And Pete Coulis was actually the voice of
What's the notes you still want him to call in?
he was the voice of Minnesota
Yeah.
Golden Gophers hockey for a long time.
Cal, you can call in if you want. You might have you on hold for a second, but you can call.
But he was the voice of that, and he kind of gave me some tips and stuff, and I just kind of went full bore with it. And so then it translated into hockey or wrestling because of my love of wrestling, and it just, there we are, So, but I did that from 2005 2004 all the way through 2014.
So how did you learn? Like I know Sean knows all the damn moves of the wrestling.
Right.
He knows all the moves. How did you learn all the moves? Just by being a fan, or just studying?
It was by being a fan. It was also by studying. I would listen to guys like JR and Gordon Soley and
Johnny, PM Kyle, the number to call in.
I listened to Gordon Soley. I listened to JR. I would listen to Tony Schiavone. Even Vince McMahon. I mean, when he was doing it.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon was the storyteller. Gordon.
Vince was okay. He was a great announcer, I thought.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Vince.
Gordon Soley, I kind of grew up watching him a little bit, and then of course Lance Russell, Dave Brown, because you watch Memphis wrestling, but obviously when I was watching Memphis wrestling, it was when it was USWA at that time. And but I always loved when they flash back to the old CWA stuff.
Yeah,
they would do that a lot. And but my dad also recorded a whole bunch of CWA. He had a tape collection, and I would watch all of that. And he kind of got me into wrestling, and my grandfather did. They're both responsible for me getting into wrestling.
Because it always like I sit and we've done it here and tried to like do the play-by-play myself.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm like I could probably do it, but I'd have to study, and I probably wouldn't be good for a while. Like, how long did you take before you were good at it?
I probably got really good at it when I started working for Pro Wrestling Freedom, and that was down with, what was that?
I don't know.
That was down with John Bullard, and I was
John
on.
Bullard's called in the show a couple times. I like John.
I was
He's up
on
in
commentary
Chicagoland right now.
Yeah. I was on commentary with Mickey Knuckles and Bobby Blade for that, and then Mickey became an active competitor, and it was just me and Bobby, and then Bobby became an active manager. And then it turned into me and Russell Ryan. And, and I learned that I mesh pretty dang well with just about anybody.
Yeah.
And the thing is you got to give people space to get their thoughts in. That gives you a chance to watch what's going on and kind of recollect, things that have happened and what's coming up. And, I
like the way y'all do it down there. Y'all have you have you. And then you have Otis, and then y'all have a manager, like a wrestling manager with you guys.
Right. And, Otis and myself, we're the core team, if you will. And then it's always good to have either Scott or Bobby there because their styles are different when they're on commentary.
Yeah.
And it's great to adapt to either one of them.
And they're both heels. So.
Right. And now here's the thing. If Scott Diamond is on commentary, and if Scott, if you're watching, he'll be able to confirm this. I make it a goal at least once a show to try to get him to crack on commentary or while he's out there. So if you ever just see him look at me and he's laughing about something, I have successfully taken him down.
I love Scott. Man. I love Scott. Scott comes in here, man. He's such a great guy. He comes in here and just gives. When he comes into the podcast studio, he gives 100% of himself, dude.
Yeah,
he pours out every emotion because he loves pro wrestling.
He loves the business.
He's a character.
It. Oh, absolutely.
He's a character.
And if y'all want to see him again, he's coming on July 12th.
He's gonna be here on July the 12th.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The 12th.
But so that's it just takes a lot of practice. Now, when I will admittedly say when I got sick a couple years ago and I went through that whole ordeal and came out of what I did, I will say my memory has suffered since then. So every once in a while, I'll be doing my thing and I just freeze.
Yeah.
But that's why my mind just is gone for that moment.
I would love to be able to take this and this podcast and be able to do this full time, and that way I could be better on the mic myself. Right. I was so nervous when DJ Otis was in here, but I'm not I don't get as nervous with you. I don't know why, but when DJ Otis was in here, because he's on KQQ,
right,
and he's the active DJ I was like, for some reason I've got in my head, this guy is a professional, and you're a professional too,
right?
But for some reason I got
different levels.
I guess I had you in here before.
Yeah, it's the voice.
It's the voice.
Oh yeah,
he has that like radio voice,
and he's such like he just carries himself as such a professional.
Yeah.
I got so nervous, and I was like, blah, 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 and,
bumbling, stumbling, fumbling.
I got a couple other jobs I got to do to pay the bills at my house and stuff.
Yeah.
And I wish I could do the podcast full time myself, and I would be so much better on the mic, and I would, the production of the podcast would be even better.
Right.
But it is what it is, guys.
Evidently
I
he
love
just
this
called and
discussion.
said, "Fine,
did
don't
call?
answer my call."
Oh, tell him to call again. I wasn't watching.
Try again, Kyle.
I didn't have the.
Kyle!
He wasn't paying attention.
I'll call him maybe.
That'll work too.
Kyle Maggard.
Kyle Maggard.
Aaron, you watched Forbidden Door?
Oh, I did.
Oh, he's calling.
Amazing.
Now. He's calling. Now.
There he is.
Hold on, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Guys, on the microphone now is the amazing Kyle Maggard.
Of Appalachian Mountain Wrestling.
You hear us?
I can hear you. They say the 10th time is the charm.
I know, right? I'm sorry, man. I got to talk to Aaron about I got to talking to Aaron about talking, and just didn't see you calling. I didn't have the mic. I didn't have the thing up either, the volume up. So, how's it going, man?
Boys, it's going. I'm just sitting back. I just finished making me a steak sandwich.
Yummy.
Yum.
Yeah, I tried out a new recipe. I cooked it with some special spices and some brown sugar and seared it on the side.
Ooh.
Sliced it up, but
Why don't you get
made me a little sandwich.
Sounds
Well,
so
I'm hungry.
good. I know, right? He's making me starve to death now. What what you got going on
Well,
at Appalachian Mountain Wrestling?
Well, that's what I'm working on. See, I'm brainstorming while eating my steak sandwich, and I've got this cherry Dr. Pepper to wash it down, and also got this Crown Royal apple to wash the cherry Dr. Pepper down.
Oh man, have you tried Crown Royal Peach and L8 together? L8 one?
No?
Oh man, you should do that.
They just announced Crown Royal Golden Apple.
Crown Royal Golden Apple.
Gold
Wait, no.
apples.
I love Crown Royal Peach. Is
Crown
my
Royal.
favorite with the little L8 in there with some ice. Oh my god, that's the best drink ever.
Well, this is the first time I'm trying Crown Apple, so I mean, I'm just an old school, straight up whiskey or bourbon type of guy.
Yeah, me
First
me
time
too,
I'm really
usually.
trying the flavors.
Me too. Usually, I usually do 101. Wild Turkey 101 is my favorite.
Oh yeah, straight from the bottle.
Yes, me and
Yeah, I'm looking at one on my shelf right now that needs to be finished. It's got about, I don't know, one good drink left.
oh wow, okay, yeah.
How much?
Now
is
that's a
one?
liter bottle,
How much
but
is one
you
good
know,
drink, Kyle?
What he's like one drink to you? That half a bottle?
yeah, about it.
Yeah, I know, right?
No. Well, listen, if you take one good drink like that, you don't have to have a whole lot of drinks to have a good time.
No, you
Therefore,
don't. No, you
you don't
don't.
have to spend a lot of money.
Especially that 101 Wild Turkey that's it's brewed down there, not brewed, but distilled down there in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. That 101 will kick you in the rear end.
Will it now?
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Oh, Lord. Whew. That was... Nah.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Alrighty.
Did that go down smooth or what?
Oh, yeah.
You got a big, you got a show coming up this weekend.
Oh yeah, listen, it's a big weekend of wrestling around the state. You know,
Yes, it
starting
is.
there in Lexington on Friday. Then we got at the New South at the Counterclock Field. Then you got EWA in Frankfort. Then New South's got their bi-weekly show there in Lawrenceburg. Then Appalachian Mountain Wrestling's got this big show in Pikeville or Coal Run, which is just outside of Pikeville.
Yeah. What's Coal Run like?
So, it's a lot of the what you see. When I was a kid, even living over here, I thought Coal Run was Pikeville because you had all these different shopping centers, J.C. Penney, like in the strip malls and stuff. J.C. Penney, there's Rural King, a bunch of different other chain stores like a J.C. Penney. So when you come in off US 23 going south, you start running in all these restaurants in the shopping centers. You're going light after light, and you're dragging ass, and everybody's just cussing because it takes forever. That's Coal Run.
Okay, Coal Run is the
once you get to Walmart off US 23, now you're in Pikeville.
So
it's about 100 yards.
When you're in Coal Run, where do you put your show on at?
In the city park, so behind all the
okay.
Shop. Do what?
I said okay, so it's going to be outside.
Yes, it's outside, barring the weather. Like last year, the weather rained us out.
Okay.
Thunderstorms was so bad all day that they just went ahead and canceled it.
So it's like kind of like a 4th of July thing going on down there.
Oh, it's their 4th of July celebration.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be packed.
Well, there's generally anywhere from the year before it had rained all day too, but the thunderstorms cleared away and we still had about 4,000 or 5,000 people there.
Wow. So if you're at Coal Run,
generally there's somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 people.
Wow, that's a huge show. That's a huge show.
The first year that we were there, they dressed us so far away because they had to have all the space and all the picnic shelters and stuff, and using all the buildings down there because the crowd was so big. So they were golf carting us so far and then letting us walk the other half of the way. And you were walking with 2 police officers and you're elbow to elbow with them. And then you're still pushing people out of the way just to get to the ring.
Yeah,
it's kind of like watching videos. You ever watch videos of like the Von Erichs wrestling in Texas Stadium? And then,
yeah.
How the crowd is like that, and then coming through the crowd and, you see in videos of Hogan and, fighting through the crowd and just,
man,
it's that's the atmosphere.
Great. That sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun.
See, we're only having 4 matches.
Okay.
We wrestle for about a little over an hour, and then they have a live band that plays. And the whole time, they've got inflatables for the kids out, and they give out free food, like hot dogs and hamburgers, and then they have bags that have sandwiches and chips and this, that, and other in it. And then when it gets dark, they do fireworks.
That sounds like a fun time.
It does, don't it?
It's all free.
What's the main event down there? What's the main event of your wrestling?
AJ Kazana.
Oh, wow. That dude's a fucking star, dude.
Taking on Stan Sierra.
That's a star too.
Ooh, that'll be a great match.
Both those guys are major league stars, guy. Man, that's a match.
Yeah, we have
Stan Sierra is y'all's champion, right?
Sexy Stan.
Yeah. The next 3 shows we have scheduled, if Stan can survive and hang on, we've got 3 solid competitors. You've got AJ Kazana. Then, if he wins, he'll wrestle Chris Michaels in Jackson on September the 9th.
Okay.
The headliner, Chris Michaels, Chris has wrestled all over. Chris started, he's been done time in WCW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Memphis. Chris is great. Chris has been all over. He's well-traveled. He's a veteran. For anybody out there that don't know Chris Michaels, you need to know Chris Michaels.
Hey, Aaron, if you have a question for Cal, go ahead. Jacob, if you have a question for Al, just ask him. Cal. No, I said Al, didn't I? I'm sorry, Cal.
Well, and if he can get through Chris Michaels, he's got to wrestle Brian Pillman in Pikeville on the 23rd.
that is going to be a good trio of opponents there. That's pretty good.
Then
Yeah, you lost you there, Kyle. Lost you.
Are you there?
Cal, you there?
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for a minute. Go ahead and say what you were saying.
I said, well, if he can survive Pillman and Pikeville, we have Ricky and Kerry Morton coming. We signed
wow.
them in November. Ricky's a Hall of Famer. Kerry Morton's the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. You never know, one of them could challenge him next.
Wow. Getting all the stars down there in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling.
This is a really good time for AMW. I mean, Kyle, you and I have talked. Your big plan with the Supercard series is just putting on just a few giant shows a year.
Yep.
And your first one was a major success of the Supercard series, and now you have your Independence Day event coming up, and then your next round of Supercard is coming up, and I know you're excited for it, and I know the people of southeastern Kentucky are ready.
I'm just waiting for them to see the tournament bracket.
Oh yeah, I got a little preview of that. That's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
But nobody can know till July 4th. I mean, heck, I'm wrestling on July 3rd in a qualifying match. I may not even be in the tournament.
Exactly. You were just basically laying down. You're laying down how what the format's going to be, and we're getting ready to get those brackets filled. So
right.
That's called the King of the Mountain, right? The King of the Mountain.
Yeah, that's
Mountains.
King of the Mountain.
yeah.
Yes.
That event is going to be worth the money to come out there, and for those of you who like to travel with your wrestling, this is going to be a good show to travel for sure.
Man, to go down
Especially with Aaron Tiny Rose on the show.
I'll be there. I'm ready.
Me and Johnny and Sean drove down to Hazard and went to the West
Perry Elementary.
West Perry Elementary, and it wasn't like a bad ride at all. It was actually an enjoyable ride.
Yeah.
You got great scenery down that way. Take a ride, go see some wrestling, and then Cal's shows. He tries to get them over. He gets to the point. They have the matches, and it's not a really long card. So then you can get back home and at a pretty good time. So guys, go down
And
there.
plus, we start at 6 o'clock.
Start early and get out of there early, and then you can make it home.
Had the whole school packed. Though.
We stopped at the barbecue place down there. Who's the barbecue guys that sponsor you guys down there?
Big Blue Smokehouse.
Big Blue Smokehouse, guys. Well, if you're in Hazard, guys, if you're down there, it's like a block away from the West Perry Elementary, and that West Perry Elementary school is incredible.
Mikey
that thing's like
Bye,
a beautiful, that's a beautiful school you guys work at down there.
Oh yeah, I tell people all the time that gym that we have is one of the best gyms in especially Eastern Kentucky. I'm talking better than a lot of high school gyms.
Yeah, that's a nice. I couldn't believe that was an elementary. I actually thought that was a high school, and then you told me it was elementary. I was like, wow.
So,
It's actually there's some high schools that our school seats more than their high school gym seats.
Yeah.
So we have of part of the Supercard series. The next one is the King of the Mountains tournament, right?
Right.
So that's September 9th. And then we go to, it was September 23rd, and that's the Bluegrass Brawl.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, a lot of great events coming up.
Exactly.
And then that's at Mullins Elementary in Pikeville.
That's Thanksgiving tour.
So, which, we're, like we talked, the Supercard series, you're getting 5 or 6 big shows a year. That's what you're getting out of it.
Right.
And you can go back and watch all your stuff on YouTube, right? You have a YouTube channel. Tell everybody about your YouTube channel.
Well, yeah, you can get on there. You can watch all of our AMW television episodes, which we're working on a new television project that'll air there on YouTube. We'll probably start airing stuff on a regular basis around September. So, but make sure everybody subscribes and everybody watches it. The more, it was us with our promotion and anybody else that uses YouTube. It's like the same with you guys on the podcast. The more viewers we get, the more we can monetize. The more revenue that comes into the promotion, the more we can do.
Yeah, exactly. The more you can do, the better wrestlers you can have. The more stuff you can do, the more lights and whistles that you can buy. It just, guys, if you're out there, support your local wrestlers. Go over to the booths, buy their T-shirts. These guys are breaking their necks, breaking their backs for you guys. The least y'all can do is buy a T-shirt. Jacob, tell them.
Buy the T-shirts.
How many shirts did you said the other day you was at New South and you bought like everybody's shirt?
I literally went to every single wrestler and bought a shirt. Plus the New South.
How many?
Why wasn't his ass at AMW buying shirts?
Did you hear him?
Huh?
Did you hear him?
Well, no.
He said, "Why was you down to AMW and buying shirts?"
I can't make it out that far. I ain't got a car.
You ain't got a car.
Oh.
You gotta have to get a bus, man, to bring these people down there.
Get a bus down to Pikeville.
Yeah, there we go.
Party bus.
Party bus.
Oh, listen, you.
I try to buy shirts, but nobody's got fat sizes.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Well, we'll July 3rd we'll have fat sizes.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We just had to be sold out.
I was like, "Do you have a 2X?" And he's like, "No, I'll keep them for myself."
But
He can't even spell one for you.
I'm just talking about just supporting that. It's like supporting you guys and supporting us, and you're doing what we try to do. We just trying to. Everybody loves pro wrestling, and it's all about the fans and making them happy.
Absolutely.
That's what you guys do.
Oh yeah.
You guys, you're giving an entertainment service based on wrestling to the fans.
100%.
And we try, man, and we try to bring people together. Like we try to bring other wrestlers to know each other, and we try to bring fans to the wrestlers, and the wrestlers to the fans, and the wrestlers to each other. Just like New South Wrestling's having a big seminar up here at Rip Rogers is going to be there, and all the local wrestlers should go up there to New South and $30 and
learn from one of the best.
learn one of the best. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? And I hope they all take advantage of it. Some people are weird about that. Some people think they know everything.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
Right.
Exactly. And I want to give you credit for Marty Clay. Dude, he pretty much came from you guys, right? Marty Clay did?
Yep.
Yeah, me and John Noble and Eddie Browning, the two guys that taught me, we all taught him.
Man, that kid is incredible. We love him. He drives. Anytime we ask him, he'll drive up here to do the podcast with us, and he's like 3 hours. He's like 2 or 3 hours away. He just drives up here, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be there." And he comes up. He's one of our favorite guys. He first came on the podcast. He didn't talk much, but then, dude, after he came on the podcast that first time, and I'm not giving us credit for it, but he just developed into something totally a juggernaut in this business right now. He is so big. He's got so many titles right now, and I want to thank you and you and Jamie Noble down there for John Noble. I'm not Jamie. I'm sorry, John Noble. Different Noble. I'm sorry.
Jamie's better.
I'm bad.
Don't say that.
Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for helping with Marty Clay developing.
Marty, he I don't know if he's telling people this, but in July, I'm taking him down to the performance center.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
It does not surprise us at all.
If Marty is mad that I'm telling that, he can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
But,
We might not see Marty Clay much longer.
He's actually told me that before too. So, hey,
had eyes on him from both.
Hey, you earned the opportunity to tell everybody. You helped with him a lot. Like you've mentored him, and we appreciate what you've done with Marty Clay.
Well, all I'm saying is that if Marty, hopefully Marty gets signed, because that's every wrestler's dream to make it there. So,
yes, sir.
And when he
100%.
does, I'm going to be proud of him, and I will not tell everybody it's all because of me, but I will tell everybody that if you want to get there, I'm the guy that's training, so you can come to me and I can put you somewhere in that direction.
Exactly. I mean, he's just he puts a lot of work in himself, and he's told us the story about how he became a pro wrestler down there. He was on somebody's is it John Noble's basketball team?
Yep.
Yeah, and then John Noble was wearing a wrestling T-shirt, or no, Marty was wearing a wrestling T-shirt. He's like, "You like wrestling?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Show up Saturday, and I'll make you a wrestler." And it's like that was pretty much that was cool as hell.
Well, we started training him for about 6 months during basketball season.
Yeah.
Like we would train him. We would have basketball practice, and then he would come, and we would train on the weekends. And then when basketball was over, we trained really hard because about 3 weeks before school went out, he had his first match while still in high school in front of his student body.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna send my son down there to do basketball with you, and he's gonna end up a wrestler, right?
Yeah, well, we'll try. I'll train him in both.
Yeah. Hey, before he wanted to be a basketball star, he wanted to be a wrestler star. He's like, he was asking me. I was like, I know people that you can practice wrestling with. He's like, now he wants to be a basketball star. So,
I tell you, with Marty, the biggest thing with him, and it's not this way with a lot of people, is Marty is very coachable.
yeah,
By that, I mean, if I tell Marty, hey, don't do this, he might ask why,
yeah,
but there's not a lot of arguing about it.
yeah,
A lot of people, you'll tell them to do something, they'll either A, just ignore what you're telling them, or B, want to argue why they're right and you're wrong. And, if I'm coaching somebody that has lesser knowledge than me, it's kind of like, hey guys, give me a little credit.
Right.
Listen to.
Very true. Very true.
If you're not, and most of them, like Marty's very hungry.
yeah, very hungry.
Marty's probably one of the hungriest people I've met, and I mean, he soaks it up.
You haven't seen Johnny at a buffet.
I love buffet.
Listen, I'm sure if I see Johnny at a buffet, it'll be on his TikTok. He fills his TikTok full of everything, but I've not seen him at a buffet. But that'll be the next TikTok.
That is true.
But he really soaks it up, and he takes everything in, and a lot of people, when you explain, like, I always try to explain to people first before I even fool with them.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'll ask them, what do you want to do? Is this a hobby? Do you want to try to make a living? Do you want to try to make it to the WWE?
Yeah.
And they all say they want to make it to the WWE, because everybody does. And that's everybody's dream. But not everybody's willing to put in the work.
Right.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I'll say, now look, on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, on Easter, on your kid's birthday, on your wife's birthday, on your anniversary, on any holiday that is important to somebody in your family, you have to be willing to put them last to go wrestle.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, you will never make it.
When Marty, he's talking about Johnny when he posts everything, but you see Marty posting on social media. It's either at wrestling or in the gym, working out. Yeah.
Or doing them stupid ass backflips.
Yeah.
Or catching a turtle.
The turtles.
Oh, it's turtles. Yeah, that's cool.
Listen. I swear to God. So there's a East Perry, okay, and it's about a mile down the road. And we were doing an assembly over there, and I sent Marty, and Marty on his way, he was running late because love him to death. He's always late.
Yeah.
He catches this big ass snapping turtle. He just driving along the highway, sees it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's like the damn crocodile hunter, or the turtle whisperer.
Turtle man, yeah. Oh,
Turtle Man 2.0.
He spots it, and then it's the size of a freaking bowling ball, and he keeps it at the back of he puts it in his trunk. He sends me pictures, and the whole time he's still in Hazard, and we're standing there talking to each other, and he's got it in his trunk.
And he drives the car that he drives the car that you think Marty Clay would drive, right? What's he driving?
Right. A Camaro.
Yeah, a red Camaro. Like he drives a red Camaro.
Wait, that's his car?
Yes, yes. Whatever you imagine Marty Clay driving, that's what he drives. A fucking red Camaro.
That's amazing.
That's funny.
With a turtle in the back.
With a turtle in the back.
With a turtle in the back.
So he keeps the turtle.
Belts back there with the turtle.
He keeps the turtle, to take it home and eat it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Turtle's good food. I love turtle.
But back to, he's hungry, and I tell people, and Marty understands, and Marty's willing to do that. He's willing to, if you want to make it in pro wrestling, if you want to make it in any entertainment industry, whether it's music or acting, or even if you're going to be a professional athlete, like a, NBA basketball player, NFL player, those guys, they don't get to take the holidays off.
Nope.
They don't get to spend time with the family.
No.
You just don't. You have to sacrifice that.
I get so much backlash for doing this fucking podcast sometimes for my family. I'm like, you got a podcast again? Like, yeah, I do a podcast every week. They act like they're so surprised. Like, a podcast? Yeah, I've been doing this for 3 years. Yeah, every Wednesday or Thursday.
Here's the thing with I was lucky to meet my wife at wrestling.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd already been wrestling 5-6 years when I met her. And she was actually drugged along to a wrestling show. And I just happened to be there. And, I mean, she liked watching, Stone Cold and stuff with her dad.
Yeah.
But she didn't ever really watch any independent wrestling or anything outside of that,
Yeah.
So she did not want to go to this wrestling show. She'll tell you. Hell, I may bring her up to the show one time and let her talk.
Yeah.
Let her tell her side of the story.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's fine.
But she's not in the bedroom right now, so I can tell the side of the story that I want to tell, and she can suck it.
Heck yeah.
But anyway, so she met me, and we started seeing each other, and I would take her to wrestling shows, which is a no-no. You don't ever take your woman with you to a wrestling show. You're going to work.
Yeah.
And she hates it when I tell this. You don't take family to work with you.
Yeah.
How many jobs do you have where you can take your family with you? A lot of guys and a lot of promotions, a lot of guys will bring their whole family, so their wife and their 5 or 6 kids, and that's a promoter letting all these people in for free.
Yeah.
And then they're still wanting paid on top of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If your kids want to see the show, maybe the promoter gives you one comp ticket. That's what a lot of places do. And then, you have to buy the rest, or they can give them to you at a discount, something along that line.
Yeah.
But I was taking her with me, and she was going all over, and I was wrestling for the MWA at the time. Aaron, did you ever fool with the MWA? I can't remember.
I did, just depending where. I was in the Winchester era of the MWA. Now, you and I, we had run-ins at KCW.
Right. And yeah, go ahead.
Because that's where you would spray me with the water gun.
Sprayed me too.
See, at the time, I would do MWA shows in Mount Sterling, Winchester.
Oh, wow.
One or two other at Fanny Bush in Winchester.
Right.
I think at Fanny Bush.
Yeah.
We're watching AEW right now. Sting's taking on Jericho and
Sammy and
Sammy-
Darby. With Darby.
yeah.
Crazy stuff happening
There's
here.
crazy shit happening right now.
Yeah.
Well, then,
yeah.
yep. Then we would do, at least it was once a month, wasn't it, at the Armory in Lexington for
KCW.
Yes, sir.
KCW. Then we would do Gen X in Moorhead.
Right.
And, in Estill County there in Irvine. And, but it was basically all the same guys. It was the same crew for all 3 companies.
Right.
So there might have been 1 or 2 that weren't weren't wrestling with us, but we were going all those different places. And hell, back then, I would wrestle there. I had 2 or 3 spots down in the Kingsport, Johnson City area that I might go travel the whole weekend out of one weekend out of the month and be down there. And then my first 4 years, I spent every weekend in Nashville and in the Bowling Green area. We had towns there that we would do. What we do a Friday, a Saturday, and 2 on a Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, then occasionally a few trips down into Georgia and down into North Carolina, because South Carolina had a commission, and I remember not getting a license. And then I did a bunch of trips into West Virginia at times, and it's been so long.
Wow, that's cool.
It all bleeds together.
Right.
Hey, Cal, what's the chance of getting you back up in the studio?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I maybe could come next Wednesday. We leave. I'm going on a cruise.
Yeah, you told me you was going on a cruise.
Never been. Hope I don't die.
Oh man. Hey, you know the secret I told you. Go try to find that deck.
Well, I've already been told I'm not allowed to go to that deck.
the topless deck on the cruise ships.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, when I was on the cruise, I was just like wandering around, just kind of like checking out, what everything was, and I stumbled upon the topless deck, and I never left.
Never left.
Yeah.
Well, I was told if I found the topless deck, she was going to find the pantsless deck.
Oh,
Good Lord.
oh wow. Yeah.
I told her, I said, well, let me know when you find it, because I'm gonna go walk it with you, and then everybody's just gonna laugh.
Wow.
That's great.
But anyways, back to her and me. We just doing all that traveling, and then the kind of a big reason for doing AMW was I could do it, and I drug her ass along and put her to work.
Yeah, exactly. You have
So, like, she's done everything from sell tickets to sell merchandise to run the music. I'll let anybody run the music.
I know. Thank you.
Oh wow.
You did a good job.
I know.
I'm proud of
Well, like, I was just nervous, one, because it's my first time doing something. And the second one is I didn't know there were a couple people we didn't have the music queued up, which happens. Accidents happen. You were busy that day.
Hey Cal, we've been on here like 2 hours now. We're going to close the show. Is there anything you want to plug before you get off there? And then we'll definitely have you in studio, or we'll have you call back the next show, or...
I'll set up
No, I just want to plug that, you got this big weekend of wrestling. Not just AMW, but I'll plug Tony's shows.
Yeah.
He's got 2 good shows coming up, and then Adrian's got that good show coming up in Frankfurt. And I know, like, you got a lot of wrestling fans there in that Central Kentucky area that goes to the New South shows and goes to Adrian's shows, and there's a lot to choose from. But they shouldn't make a choice at all this weekend. They should go to them all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's a great weekend for wrestling, no matter where you're at here in the state.
What people don't understand is fans are the lifeblood of what we do. If you're not there and you're not supporting us, then it's hard for us to do what we do, and then eventually we won't be there. You won't have no wrestling to watch.
Exactly.
And if any good promoter, I feel like, is willing to take any type of feedback from a fan. So if a fan even wants to send a message on Facebook, hey, we don't like this guy, we like this guy, show's too long, show's too short, this, that, and other, just whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like any good promoter will listen to it.
Yeah.
And, as fans, you have a voice.
Yeah.
We're listening to your reactions when Kyle Maggart's ass walks out through that curtain. And if you don't have a reaction, Kyle Maggart don't have a job.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Cal, for calling in, man. We appreciate you, and we're big fans of yours and Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, and we appreciate you calling.
Guys, thanks for having me. Aaron,
Sir.
always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. And I'm excited to be down there with you in September.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys.
All right,
All
see you,
right,
buddy.
brother. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
That was the great Kyle Magger, guys. Hey, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Guys, at this point, I'll let everybody say their little last words, and I'm gonna let Johnny come over and say something real quick,
Come on, Johnny.
and then
Johnny's
Sean
been
after that.
filming side things. No,
Yeah, he used to come over this way.
he tries to
That's
take
your
my
spot.
money. That's fine. That's for you, brother.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that tuned in, everyone that commented. Kyle Magger, thank you for calling in. You're awesome, brother. Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, July 3rd. Don't forget. Stay nice. And guys, follow me at Superfly John Lee on Facebook, on Instagram, and also go find me on YouTube. It's Superfly John Lee versus Bandito.
Sting about to jump off the ladder.
The Superfly plug.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Oh wow!
Oh,
What's
gosh.
Stingray
No
doing?
way.
Sting!
Sting's on a
No,
ladder.
what?
65-year-old
No
Sting.
way.
No, and
Oh!
That
Oh!
could-
That
that
could've
wasn't
been-
perfect, but it could have went
Could have
worse.
been a lot worse.
Yeah.
He could have like missed it by a foot or something.
oh
Like
wow!
Nick did
Like
at
that's a
WrestleMania.
long jump for an
Jeez.
old guy like that.
Yeah.
I hope I can jump like that when I'm old like that.
Wow.
And okay, while we're
He broke
saying
Sammy in half.
RIPs to Sting, I'll go ahead and say my goodbyes. Jacob Gordon, pleasure, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Great
It's
guest.
been a while since I've seen you. It's a great get, Johnny. Appreciate you. Aaron,
Yes, sir.
always a pleasure. I'm glad you got to see me. That's a joke. Andy, you are the man.
Yeah.
Take back what Johnny says about you when
I
you're not
know.
around.
I know I'm the man.
Everybody called in. Kyle Maggard, thanks you once again. Come out to the shows this weekend. EWA in Frankfurt. Tomorrow,
Friday.
Friday night, thank you. Counterclocks. Lexington Counter. They're going to be the Lexington
You're good.
Legends, no matter
You're
what
good.
they
I
say.
know.
But
You
the
want to say
Lexington
the legends.
Counterclocks Clash, New South Wrestling. You got a few matches, and then you got baseball,
And then the main event.
and then the main event.
Yes.
That's a party right there.
Nothing better.
Nothing
Baseball,
better.
wrestling, beer, hot dogs. What more could you ask?
Jacob, you want to go ahead next?
Yeah. Just come out to New South, my favorite wrestling. Friday, Legends Ballpark, Counterclock Ballpark, 5:45, right?
Yeah.
5:45 when gates
Sunday,
open. Yep.
Come out to the event center in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
6:05.
Also, 6:05, just like Saturdays. I can't say more. New South is the best.
Hey, tell them where everybody can find you at on social media.
You can find me on Twitter, Jacob Gordo64. You can find me on Facebook, Jacob Gordon. That's about it. I post a lot about wrestling and video
Phenomenal
games.
finds. What's
Awesome.
up, guys?
Phenomenal
we plugged
finds.
you earlier.
Damn straight.
Aaron,
Right.
it's your turn, I think.
Well, right now before I say goodbye to everything, I definitely want to thank my my journey that I've had in pro wrestling, from KCW, from MWA, to my first run with New South, to PWF, to New South again, to now to AMW. I mean, I'm excited to be with AMW. I'm going to be taking kind of like a different role out there, kind of doing more producing type stuff with Kyle, and just making sure things are running smoothly on the broadcast. I'm really excited for that.
Okay.
So I just want to thank everybody who's really put their faith in me, and I really do appreciate that. And guys, it's a fun wrestling weekend. I can't say that anymore. It's going to be a fun weekend. I looked at the weather for Friday. There was some concern for some bad weather. It looks like we are going to be in the clear
Awesome.
Nice.
for that night. The worst weather should be finishing about 10 or 11 in the morning.
Hopefully all
So-
that smoke clears and it's all
Right.
clear
Is
outside.
that
Right.
some
The
fires,
up in
yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Good
I
Lord.
could not breathe outside today.
Yeah, I
It was
couldn't
awful.
either.
Yeah.
I was
It was
downtown.
bad.
It was so
It's
foggy
bad.
down there.
Yeah.
Oof.
So we should be in the clear. At least that's what it looks like now. Saturday, of course, we got, EWA in Frankfurt. Sunday, New South with the Country Boy Takeover. Shout out to Mason. We're excited to have you on board, man. But thank you all for the support. You can find me on Facebook. I now have a ring announcing page, so ring announcer Aaron Rose. I'm gonna start posting more to that.
Yes.
Prepspin on Twitter, and then on TikTok, Aaron RKY. So check all of it out. So I post different things in different spots, and I've kind of been doing this fun little thing on TikTok where I'm doing like first person ring announcing. So if you ever see me get in the ring and I have my phone in my face, that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
nice.
cool.
Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
but it's a fun time, and I'm really thankful for you guys for putting this medium out there as well. And
You're welcome to come on this show anytime, Aaron. You can,
Yes, sir.
you can come and be here anytime you want.
well, I'm appreciative for the open invitation. We'll make some memories and do more of it. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Guys, this is the Nice Guy Andy podcast. I really appreciate all the fans, and I appreciate Aaron coming in and Jacob coming in tonight. Like always, Sean Johns and Johnny. I can't say enough about Johnny Lee. Johnny Lee is my right-hand man. If not, I'm his right-hand man. But Johnny Lee helps me do this. If without Johnny Lee, I couldn't actually do it at all. But I would do it, but it would be less entertaining, I think. But guys, check out us on Facebook. Like, share, comment on everything we do. Check out Johnny Lee, Superfly Johnny Lee on Facebook too. Comment, like, and all his stuff too. Check us out on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe. We are very close to being monetized on YouTube, guys. Get over there. We need about 100 more subscribers. If you guys can get over there and subscribe, shout us out to all your friends. The Nice Guy Andy podcast will stay around. If we get monetized on YouTube, it'll help pay the bills around here, and I won't ask as much from the fans. But guys, if you guys want this podcast to be better and to be more entertaining, and us to do more, and us to get out there and you to see us at all the matches, because we would love to go to all the matches. We're invited to see everything. We're invited to all the promotions love us, and they want us to be down there. But the problem is the money, and the problem is the time. Because I'll have to do my day job. If I didn't have to do my day job, we can do the podcast full time. Me and Johnny and Sean and whoever else is involved with us. Chris Blade, Half Shot, Slicky J, Leon Lexington. All of us guys could do this podcast full time. We would be. It would be such. It's a great show now, but it would be such a better show. So you can go over to Facebook and subscribe for $5 a month and subscribe. It's just $5 a month. You pick up a subscription to Nice Guy Andy podcast, and that would help us. We get 200 or 300, 400 subscribers. Man, we can do amazing things. We appreciate everybody that's involved in watching us. And Kyle Maggard, I appreciate you calling in. We loved your stories. We'll get Kyle Maggard on the back in the studio.
Kyle.
We had him in the studio once before, but now we're such better friends, all of us. So it'll be more of an incredible show. And we appreciate you guys. Phenomenal Finds. Check those guys out on Facebook, YouTube. Go over there. I think they have an eBay store. You guys can get any kind of memorabilia. I think they got some throwback stuff over there, old school stuff over there. You guys just go over and check out their little show. Donnie Green, nice to see you, buddy.
Donnie.
And go over to look on Facebook for Bose Tractor Works. It is a CBD cream you can rub on your aches and pains, and it does help you. I think they have a face cream too. That can help with your face. Because some of these guys in this room need help with their face.
I need something for my back pain. CBD.
Gotta call me out.
And I love to shout out Joe Monroe. Joe Monroe kind of helped save the podcast. Guys, if y'all are out there, if you're a booker to a match or something, shout out to Joe Monroe. Think about Joe Monroe when you're trying to book a show. He needs to get the reps in the wrestling and teach him something. Get him in the ring and show him what you need to show him. He's a good friend of the podcast. He's a wrestler, and he's a really good friend, and he's Irish like us. So, who else we need to shout out, Johnny?
Bobby Blades YouTube
Oh,
channel.
Matt. Yeah, Bobby Blade's YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe.
Bobby Blade.
He's got it close to. He's probably really close to being monetized himself over there. So he don't really want to be, but that would help him out a lot too if he can get a few pennies from that too. And Matt's collectibles and games and much more up in Eastland Shopping Center. Go up there and tell Matt that, hey, the Nice Guy Andy podcast sent to you up here, and we wanted to buy some retro gaming stuff. You know, maybe even sit there and buy you some. Like, I would go up there and buy all the yellow Lego blocks that he has. That would just be the best thing in the world to go do. Anyway, guys, if you Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, New South Wrestling, Elite Pro Wrestling, UCW down south there, Triple Crown Wrestling, USWF Wrestling, guys. Check those guys out. The guys down at Generation Next, those guys got a really good school down there, and they're really affordable, guys. Go down there to Legends School down there, professional wrestling school. Max is incredible. I hear they're putting out great wrestlers down there. So
yes, they are.
If you guys want to learn wrestling, you ought to call those guys. And they're not even a sponsor of ours. So we do like the talent that's came out of that school. And we're just plugging them because we want to plug them. And I think that's all, guys.
No,
Yep.
UCW as well.
Oh, I did UCW,
yeah.
Ultimate Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
Terry England down there. He's a friend of this podcast. Johnny talks to Terry like on a weekly basis. Great guy. He gives us so much input. He talks to us all the time. He'll leave us voicemails, and we really. I wish I could play some of them because they're very entertaining.
Been a while since I've seen Terry. I did a commercial for him quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
For one of their super shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I've met Terry in person, but just recently. But I've talked to him on the phone way more than I've ever talked to him in person. But Jimmy Walls, USWF. I love Jimmy, man. Jimmy will teach you how to do wrestling down there, guys. Call Jimmy and
Do the wrestles.
Jimmy.
Stealing from Mikey. I'm sorry.
He's a great. Yep. He's a really cool guy. I've met him a couple times. He's a really cool guy. So, guys, at this point, we'll let everybody go. And if you're not having fun,
you ain't getting none.
Damn Skippy.
And Donnie Green, shut up. He says Sean needs all the face cream he can get.
Donnie Green is the man.
That's a man.
That's a good one to go out on.
Hey, Donnie, we got to get you back on the show, man.
Yeah, it's great. And Jordan Cage.
It's been way too long.
I got two fists, Donnie.
Uh-oh.
I got 2 fists.
Hey, he'll kick your ass, dude.
All right.
Nice Guy Andy podcast.
He's still gonna kick your ass down.
Shut up, Johnny. I don't want that to happen. I'm an angel.
If he keeps popping off at the mouth, I'm gonna be his daddy.
That ain't what your mama said.
Ooh, yeah!
This is the Zodiac. I'm telling you now, meditate, elevate, and dominate. Do it with the Nice Guy Indie podcast.
But those are expensive shoes. You know, that diamond is custom
You're the one that said you carry a purse.
Watch the Nice Guy Indie podcast.
I do got a fanny pack. Why you hating on my fan?
Anyways,
It's not my fanny pack though.
you guys go on your little rinky-dink bullshit podcast.
Rock taught me how I know.
No, it's still on, right?